Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. I was looking around on Instagram recently and I found someone that lives local to me that has a really cool motorhome. And he agreed to, he actually invited me over to come film it today. He's giving us a tour inside and out and give us a little bit of insight on how he used it. Patrick, welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
How's it going? I'm Patrick. This is my 1992 Toyota HiAce motorhome. It's a 4-cylinder diesel imported straight from Japan. It's got a right side steering, bathroom, kitchen, sleeping areas, all you can want, and only 16 feet. Welcome to my home. Over here you got the kitchen area, and you got a propane stove, fully functional, good to go. Over here we got the sink. Under here is propane storage, among other things, garbage. Over here you got a fully functional range for it gets too smoky while you're cooking. And then moving right along over here is the bathroom area.
This is what they would call a wet bath?
Yeah. Okay. Got over here, you just want to use this faucet, and then this hose runs up to an actual faucet up here that you can use as a shower head or... Check it out.
So that's a removable wand. It looks like there's another hook here on the bottom. Is that for the door?
No, it's so you can put it right there, and it'll actually hit you right square on the body.
Okay.
For the toilet, we have a Thetford cassette. So no black water system. It's all just a PVC cassette on the side of the vehicle that you take out, almost like a porta-john.
So after you use the toilet, it goes into some holding tank that's removable.
Yep.
So you could take that to a gas station or a truck stop.
Yeah,
and empty it?
any dump station, campgrounds, or anything like that that allow dump of black waste.
And how do you know when it's full? Is there some type of gauge?
Pretty much right there. That little gauge right there will tell you if it's full or empty. It'll turn red as it gets fuller. And up there we got a nice little air vent. It's there's no fan or anything. It's just there for you know, to let the fumes escape or any nasty smells. Moving right along over here to the living area, you have a table with pop-out cup holders right here. These actually fold down to a bed. You can remove this.
I guess that's a tight fit. You don't want that coming out when you're driving.
Exactly. In this area over here will fold out like a futon. It actually folds back like this, so you can face.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more comfortable driving.
And then under here, you got storage, which leads into the storage compartments that you can access from the side of the vehicle.
And then that, I guess, will jackknife flat into a bed at one point. Okay. There you go.
There. It's got a lot of dog hair on it. And this actually gets removed, put in the middle here.
I saw there's some type of hooks, or do you use the table in between?
I use the table.
Table? Okay. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a complete other sleeping area for 2 people, and then that's if you have guests in here. And real easy, pull it back. Done. Up here is a max air fan. It's a 10-speed fan. It can actually suck air out as well as suck air in, depending. Right here, it's not the automatic one, so you have to twist the knob. It opens up the rain shield.
And that runs off of the 12-volt battery
Yep,
system?
It runs off of the deep cycle battery, which is located under this seat right here, and which also powers the water pump. And then up here you got some storage. It's actually pretty good amount of storage.
And being that this is imported from Japan and built and converted in Japan, some of the materials that they have here are quite different. Is this some type of insulation that they use, or sound barrier?
It's kind of just a carpeting, honestly, and it acts as both a sound dampener as well as an insulation. It actually works pretty good, and it kind of gives you a more cozy feel. Over here is the main sleeping area, which can fold out if you're not using it, and it's a pretty wide and long sleeping area. Probably about a king size mattress could fit up there.
So you take some type of air mattress with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was living with a queen size mattress, about 6 inches, and it wasn't too heavy, didn't make it too top heavy or anything like that, and this is like a full-time sleeping area for me. And for those nice starry nights, you got this pop-up roof that'll come down, also pop up.
So there's little zip-down insect screens on the sides?
Yep, these zipper up and cover in case it's raining or something like that, so you can have this up while it's raining and be completely dry. It's completely waterproof. And you got functioning windows over here.
It really opens that space up.
Yeah, it's great. It really makes it just a kind of bigger area, especially if you're standing right here. If you want, we can move this stuff back.
I'm not used to seeing too many split benches like that.
I know, right? I was pretty surprised when I saw this. Just a few car parts. And so right here you got the right side drive steering wheel setup. As you can see, it's pretty 90s with the dash and all the controls and whatnot. And if you know you had a friend that was driving with you and this is all filled up over here and this is all filled up, you can actually put this down. Someone can lay across this flatways.
And this is just a Toyota van cutaway?
Pretty much it's a medium duty work truck in Japan called a Toyota Dyna that they just built a fiberglass body around and created this. It's usually a flatbed type of truck. And so yeah, they made quite a few of these in Japan, building the fiberglass bodies around these work trucks, and yeah, pretty cool. Moving right along, over here we have the solar generator powered by Goal Zero. It's the Yeti 1250. It's got 1250 watt hours, hooked up to 300 watts of solar panels up on the roof. These can power anything you want. You have 3 110 ports, 3 USB ports, 12 volt ports here and here, and pretty much the basic power needs. You can power your laptop, your phone charging, a fridge if you have one, as well as a fan. And down here you have your DC AC inverter. This is for the deep cycle battery. It just gives you an additional 2 110 plugins, and I honestly have never used it. Over here you got some more storage. Top here, it's pretty deep, very sturdy. And you got more storage down here as well, and then all this storage right here, which is just a Target cubby shelf system that I bolted in, and then got one of these cargo nets off of Amazon just to hold everything in there. And it works really well. You can actually hold a lot of things in here. I had all my climbing gear and everything else, all my clothes right here, had camping gear over here. And so it's pretty good use of space with the cubby shelf system.
Now what about appliances, systems like heating, air conditioning, water tanks? Can you tell us a little bit about how you heat this and how
actually
cool it?
Right over here, this is the diesel heater control unit. This and this. This turns it on. And the diesel heater is located under this seat, as well with the water pump, water heater, and the deep cycle battery. And pretty much the one diesel heater will use the fuel from the fuel tank and heat the entire cab when you're stationary. And that also runs off of the deep cycle battery. As far as the water goes, under here, right behind this little wall, is a 25-gallon freshwater plastic marine tank that supplies all your freshwater needs for washing dishes, drinking water, showering, and pretty much anything else you need it for. And right over here is where you control most of the things. These switches right here will control the 2 lights inside. This controls the range, I believe, and these 2 don't go to anything, and I believe this one powers a TV outlet port over there up towards the front. And here you have your voltmeter, which will tell you, when you need to charge the deep cycle battery or how many volts you're using. And then, got a screen door here, which you can reach in if you want anything from the kitchen. And then this. Over here we have the, this used to be the access for the freshwater refill on the old water tank that was there, but since it's been removed, you actually just refill the water directly to the tank in here with this little hose. You just hook up your drinking water hose and this is a little thing. You can just slide this in when you're driving, so it's away, it's hidden, and then when it's done, it's good to go on the step. Back here you have a little more storage. I use this for mainly my fluids and other vehicle needs, and you have more access to the propane tank. The hot water heater system is back here, and then yeah, you just got more storage. This trailer hitch I had a bike rack on, actually. Held pretty well. It's very solid. It's a 4-cylinder diesel, so I don't know how much towing you'll be able to do. And then up here is your ladder, which has access to a cargo rack up here, as well as the 3 100-watt solar panels. You can stick a tough box up here or whatever you want. Over here is the Thetford cassette where we talked about earlier. You just unlock this and slide that PVC case out for the waste. This is the hot water heater system. It's an automatic, so all you got to do is make sure the connections are all good to go and that the water's hooked up. And you just press a button inside and it turns on.
amazed how the size of the tires.
Yeah, so they're European type tires or Japanese type tires. They're Dunlops. They're pretty thick, pretty wide, but extremely small. The PSI that goes into these, I usually sit at about 61, 62, and I could honestly say they've never gone below 60 PSI for as long as they kind of look flat sometimes, but right now they're sitting at probably about 60 PSI.
Do you know approximately what the weight of the van is, or gross weight?
No, it's pretty heavy, honestly. I would say probably close to like 5,000 pounds.
And it's, do you know how long, the length?
Yep, the length is 16 feet, which is able to fit in any parking space. Right here is the storage I was telling you about on the inside. It actually reaches all the way to the other side. You can store anything you like, whether it be RV accessories, trunk blocks. I got a propane heater down here. But yeah, it stretches all the way through.
Put skis in there.
What's that?
You could put skis in there.
That's what actually some guy said that was looking to buy it. And I think have the cockpit, if you will. Got a backup camera right here, which makes driving this thing extremely accessible.
Now is the engine right?
Yeah,
right there.
Absolutely. It's a. We gotta go over there. We'll flip it up. Cool thing about this is the engine just sit right on top of it.
Oh yeah.
There's that Toyota 2L 2.4 liter 4-cylinder diesel.
And do you know approximately what your fuel economy is?
I do. It's got a 14-gallon tank, and I get approximately 200 miles to the tank, and which is not too bad.
Now, what inspired you to get something like this? There's a lot of different types of RVs out in the market. Why this?
Well, I actually went to Japan one time, and it was my favorite country ever. Everything about it, the ingenuity, the technology, and this is from 1992, and the use of space, and just how everything fits in here, and just the innovation really just really caught my eye. And I was looking for Sprinter vans. I was going to do the Sprinter van build out, but I didn't really find any that really like caught my attention. But I found this, and it was 16 feet long, which means you could go anywhere. It had everything I needed: toilet, kitchen, bed. It was a diesel as well, so which really helped. And yeah, it just really inspired me to just kind of pull the trigger and get it. And you want me to just go over the...
Yeah, what inspired you to get into the whole lifestyle thing? Is this like a weekend thing for you? You go for a week at a time, or did you go full time?
I went full time. I was actually I was in the Army for about 10 years, and I had been going to school out in San Francisco, and I just kind of wanted something more. I didn't want to go through the daily 9-to-5 thing, and so I was shopping around for vans. I found this thing, and then pretty much built it out, and moved in it January 1st, and spent about 6 months living full-time inside of it, driving from California all the way to here. Went through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. Took this thing all the way down to Key West, actually. It was a pretty rad trip. And then drove it up here, and I've been living in it for 6 months full-time, and I gotta say it's been great having everything that you own literally feet away anywhere you go, visiting friends. You always have your home with you, which is really an awesome experience to have, and to be able to just go around and see everything that this country has to offer, like all the outdoor stuff. It's really great. It's really fantastic. So I decided to live in it full time, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Any tips to some of the people that follow our channel, maybe someone that stumbled upon this video, that are interested in entering this lifestyle but really just don't know how to approach it? Anything that you learned along the way that you could share with our audience?
patience. Have patience. It's totally a different lifestyle, but it's completely worth it. You just got to know that it's not just having a house and living comfortably. There are going to be times where you're going to have to put in the work, but the reward outweighs it tremendously. Also, just the time is now to do things. Don't sit there and wait and say, oh, next week I'll do it, or next month I'll do it. The time is now, because we're only getting older and we're only getting more responsibilities and more debt and whatnot. But the best time to do it is right now. It's the van life movement is in full swing and everybody's doing it, so you just jump on board right now.
Well, Patrick, thank you very much for once serving our country, our beautiful country, being in the Army. That was a great thing you did for us here, and for taking the time today to give us a tour of your van. Now I'm going to link to Patrick's Instagram account so you guys could follow different journeys and updates on this van and maybe additional specs that we didn't mention in this video. So Patrick, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you.
Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love it, and we'll see you soon.